In today's video, we're going to be going through the OSI model. The OSI model is really important because it is essentially the universal language for computer networking. Now, although it's not the most popularly used network protocol, the TCP/IP protocol actually is. We do need to know the OSI model in order to pass the CCNA exam, and it's also very useful for troubleshooting network problems. So let's begin. The OSI layer doesn't exactly specify what protocols the layers will use, but rather the tasks which the layers need to perform, which will be isolated to those particular protocols. The first layer is the physical layer. The physical layer refers to the physical communication medium and the technologies to transmit data across that medium. At its core, data communication is the transfer of digital and electronic signals through various physical channels like fiber optical cables, copper cabling, and air. Examples of physical layer devices include hubs, wireless repeaters, cables, fiber cables. The second layer of the OSI model is the data link layer. The data link layer refers to the technologies used to connect two machines across a network where the physical layer already exists. It manages data frames, which are digital signals encapsulated into data packets. Flow control and error control of data are often key focuses of the data link layer. The data link layer is often split into two sublayers, which is the media access control MAC layer and the logical link control LLC layer. Examples of data link layer devices and concepts include frames, Ethernet, switches, and bridges. The third layer is the network layer. The network layer is concerned with concepts such as routing, forwarding, and addressing across a dispersed network or multiple connected networks of nodes or machines. The network layer may also manage flow control across the internet. The internet protocol IPv4 and IPv6 are used as the main network layer protocols. Examples of the network layer devices include packets, IP addresses, ICMP, IPsec, and IGMP. The fourth layer is the transport layer. The primary focus of the transport layer is to ensure that data packets arrive in the right order without losses or errors, or can be seamlessly recovered if required. Flow control, along with error control, is often a focus at the transport layer. At this layer, commonly used protocols include TCP, Transmission Control Protocol, and UDP. They're very important in communication. TCP is commonly used where all data must be intact, for example, file sharing, whereas UDP is used when retaining the packet isn't actually important, for example, streaming video. The fifth layer is the session layer. The session layer is responsible for network coordination between two separate applications in a session. A session manages the beginning and ending of a one-to-one application connection and synchronization conflicts. Network file system NFS and server message block SMB are commonly used protocols at the session layer. Examples of session layer devices include APIs, sockets, WinSock, sync, and send port. The sixth layer is the presentation layer. The presentation layer is primarily concerned with the syntax of the data itself for applications to send and consume. For example, HTML, JSON, and comma separated value CSV are modeling language that are used to describe the structure of data at the presentation layer. HTML is very useful when you want to design websites. Example devices or products of the presentation layer include SSL, SSH, FTP, MPEG, JPEG. The seventh layer is the application layer. The application layer is concerned with the specific type of application itself and its standardized communication methods. For example, browsers can communicate using HTTPS and HTTP. Email clients can email using SMTP or POP3. In other words, the application layer is the only layer that interacts directly with data from the user. Software applications like web browsers and email clients will therefore rely heavily on the application layer to initiate communications. As mentioned, the most popular networking protocol isn't actually the OSI model, it's the TCP/IP model, and it's very similar to the OSI model, except if you take away the session and presentation layers, essentially you have the TCP/IP model. The TCP/IP model came before the OSI model, and it's got the 5 layers, which include the application layer, transport layer, network access layer, network interface layer, and hardware layer. Thanks guys for watching. Please stay tuned for more videos and subscribe.